money did was that money helped me to keep malice. But just take the message. The message is make sure that
deep. This is oh my god. I want to cry. Are you serious?
Yes. It was that bad because maybe
as a single girl, I always hear plan your money. Your money is your money. His money is his money. You will chop his money and you will chop your own money. We have somebody who is married and is willing to share her experience with us. My name is Maria Habila, and I talk about money, entrepreneurship, and lifestyle on this channel. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel. Let's get started immediately. If you have questions as regards whether as a lady you should have your money, how to spend your husband's money, all of those nice things are what we are going to talk about right now. So I'll let her introduce herself and we'll get on with it.
Hi, my name is Jennifer. One thing about me, I love to talk about my faith. I'm always talking about my faith. I'm a person of purpose. I believe that, every human being was created for a reason.
Yeah.
Every human being was created for a purpose. So if you see me anywhere, I'm talking about Jesus. I'm talking about your life with God. I'm talking about the quality of life. I'm talking about lifestyle. I'm talking about relationships. Everything centered around purpose and your faith work with God.
She's also a mom. She does vlogs and she's based in Kano. And she's been married for
going on 4 years now. Going on 4 years in August.
Okay.
So it'll be 5 years next year.
Yeah, 5 years. Yeah, that's been a while.
Your
money is your money, your money. All of that conversation we are going to have.
That's one.
Before we get onto your money is your money, tell us what money concept you had before marriage. What did they tell you when you were getting married about money?
Okay, so my mom, right? My mom has always been a very hardworking person. She's a hustler. I've known my mom has done a lot of businesses.
She like me.
She has sold ice block when we're in Bukuru that year from Jos. She has sold kunu. She has sold so many things, so many things, and she has somehow found a way to incorporate me in the business. So sometimes I help her to go sell them and all of that. So the orientation I got is an orientation of, hey babe, you gotta make your own money. You cannot depend on any man to give you anything. You have to make your own money. My mom's dream was get married. My mom's dream was first of all finish school, get a job, then get married. That job was very key.
Important for her.
So she would always be like, see, don't marry and expect that a man will give you money. Probably because she married like that. She married my dad without a job, and then it was while in the marriage that she was able to get a job. So she was always against, don't wait on a man to give you money. Make sure that you make your own money before you marry and everything. So while I was getting into marriage, I was not even thinking that my husband was going to give me money, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't think, I was not expecting him to have one kind of money that I will come and spend and enjoy life and all of that. I will have my own money. So whatever money that he has was just going to be like an addition to what I had. So I was working before I met my husband. So even though, the concept of my money, his money, our money, my money, it still has that subtle effect, maybe just based on popular culture and, the society that we live in. But generally, you expect that the man should be the one to fend the bills.
Yes.
Like, duh.
Okay.
So even if I had the money.
So you had a good concept?
Yes, I had a good concept.
Tell us about when you now got married. You had a reality. They had already told you have your own money. When you got married, what was it like? So
when I got married, because of the dynamics of my marriage, like my husband was not in Nigeria. My husband was not based here. He was not in Kano. We got married. I was still in Kano. I was working in Kano. He was working in Lagos. So there was like that distance for a bit, and then he had to relocate to Kano because we discovered that Kano was a lot better and cheaper for us. We're starting a family. We didn't want to spend millions in housing and all of that and expenses. So we're trying to cut on expenses. So we moved in. So he moved into Kano with me. So it wasn't really. My husband is a generous person.
Okay.
My husband is generous. So even while we were dating, he would always buy me things. He would get me gifts, buy me clothes. Like this guy would go shopping like clothes.
For you?
For me. Okay. So even when we were married, it wasn't really. I didn't have a problem bringing in my own quota to contribute. My husband did not. We wanted to like build together. So bringing my money, bringing his money, to support wherever there is need. But as we progressed in the marriage, So you know how life are in seasons. So there will be a season where I would have a lot of money and he would not.
Okay.
So at that point, I'll be the one holding the fort. There will be a season where he would now be one, that has a lot of money, and I would not. So he would naturally be holding the fort. But even in seasons where we both have money, it is his money we spend, babe. Do you know the honest truth? I would have money in my purse for weeks. I will not even know that I have money in my purse.
Okay.
Because I've been spending my husband's money for so long. It is when he now tells me that I don't have cash, then I'll go and check and I'll say that I don't have 5k in this purse, sitting down and doing nothing. So I feel like, and then, again, the culture, the African culture, the man provides.
Yes.
So he even takes pride in the fact that
he's providing
and he's spending his money on you. So you're not using your money for anything per se. Yeah. So
okay.
I hope I answered that question.
Yes, you did. You answered it. That's the journey. Now the cocoa. Do you have a joint account?
No, we do not.
So he brings whatever if you need if you have needs for the house, you would ask and he would give. Yeah. We had counseling before marriage. So they'll say in counseling, they're like, okay, whatever works for you, definitely they'll advise you to do whatever works for you. So if having a joint account works for you, glorious, have a joint account. If it doesn't work for you, don't. But we talked about it, I think, it didn't really work. We didn't open a joint account, but we tried to have like an account where we put in money, but we tried that and it didn't really work out for us. So we just felt it was best everybody has their money. But we're very open. The fact that we all have individual accounts does not mean I don't know how much is in his account and he doesn't know how much is in my account. So we're very sincere and we're open as much as we can. So anybody so if you have this amount, you're not, because of the kind of sincerity and openness, you don't have any reason to want to lie about your money. Because my husband is the kind of person that if you tell him that, you want to go and buy, your husband used to know the best food joints in Kano.
You know. So if you even tell him that you want to buy a shoe, some men will be like, why are you buying a shoe when we have? My husband is not like that. If you say you want to buy, go ahead, buy. You buy a bag. What did you do with the money? Oh, I bought some shoes and I bought one hair. He doesn't have a problem with it.
You're very lucky.
There are relationships where the wife cannot confidently tell the husband that she bought a bag.
Yeah.
So what that does is that it now creates strife and then now makes the woman
room for secrecy.
Exactly. So you're not hiding. So you are not looking for ways to get money from the man because the man will not give you money to buy a bag. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So when you want to buy a bag, the man will not readily give you. So you have to find a way. You say maybe children's school fees, maybe you increase school fees, maybe you do, just cut corners and make money. Because of the foundation of the relationship we have, we don't about, especially when it comes to doing money. We are very sincere. We are very open people. We talk a lot, so it's not possible to hide. Person go come forget, expose himself. Because of how my husband talks well.
Yes.
Me too. So one day you will forget that. In fact, some days there are days when you're like, hey, I said I will not tell you this,
Now you have to.
When you have already spilled the beans.
Yeah.
So in this kind of case, tell me, you want to not hide what? So so it's like that. When you want to do anything, my husband can go out and tell me that he went to buy clothes, went to shop for himself, and I don't have a problem with it. So that room for openness and genuinity and sincerity, you don't want to spoil it because you're trying to, I don't know if you understand.
Yes, I get it.
So it gives room for everybody to do whatever they want to do with their money.
So what do you do with your money?
Personally, I take care of myself.
Wow.
I take care of myself with my money. But if there's a need in the house, right, and I have the money, I so happen to have the money, I'm always ready to give. I'm always ready, even if it's my last card. Maybe I have to buy baby milk and there's no money in the house. Maybe my husband says he doesn't have cash at the moment. I'll come out, I'll go on, I'll buy it. Because I know that when Oga has money, he does not hide it away from me. In fact, he will even give me a huge chunk. So I'm happy to spend my money.
Yeah.
There's no reason to hide and say, hey, no, I have this money. I'm not going to give. When I have money, I take care of myself. I buy my things. I buy the things I like. I buy the things that makes me happy. I go ahead. I buy clothes. I buy a lot of clothes. That's the thing where my money goes. I'm always buying one clothes, buying one shoe, buying this one, doing hair. That's what I use my money for. So basically, that's it.
So have you ever thought about money?
Thought about money. Let me think.
If you have to think.
We really have.
If you have to think, it's rare.
It's rare. Thoughts about money. Say what that.
Why did you buy this thing where you know that we are supposed to buy this one?
No.
Why did you? I gave you 10,000 naira to cook soup, and now the meat has finished.
We can fight to have meat because we both like meat. I'll be like, you ate 4 chicken, babe. You finished the whole chicken. Only you. You know that kind of argument. But
you also like meat. I don't know why you like meat too.
No. I like meat too.
Are you sure you did not learn it?
No. My father likes meat.
So
my father likes meat a lot. So it was just natural for me to like meat. So but when I met my husband, I thought that it was going to be okay. But my husband likes meat more than my dad.
You are competing for who likes meat more.
So for me, when there's meat, that's the only thing we fight about. But for our money, say you can maybe have.
I don't understand fighting about meat though. That fighting about meat is different from I gave you 10,000 naira. How can you tell me that soup are finished?
No, we don't do that because especially because
you are blessed. That's not you are blessed.
True,
it's not luck.
Especially because of the openness in the relationship. My husband goes to the kitchen. My husband knows what is in the store. He goes to the kitchen. He dishes his food. He cooks food. So exactly how am I supposed to? He goes to the market sometimes. He buys, like when I'm in the house, because of the distance he will be the one to buy all the ingredients and bring it. So he knows the quantity of meat he bought, and he eats a lot of meat. When somebody that want to serve food, I'll put like 6 meat, 7 meat, full his plate with meat. Who will finish the meat? You that will eat more than 2 meat. Who obviously finished it?
Okay. There's no even need to go so far. You've already given us like one of the strongest tips. But then again, what is that money lesson that you've learned in your marriage in the last 4 years? That one money lesson that you say, you learned personally.
Yeah, the lesson that I've learned is that as a woman, it is important that you have your money.
Okay.
It is not because your husband cannot provide. Because having your money gives you a voice.
Okay.
It gives you a voice. It makes your husband respect you. There's a certain level, there's a certain thing that your husband cannot do, not because he can't do it, but because he understands your contribution. He knows that you're not lazying around. So when you relax and now allow the man to be the one to be fending your bill every second, every minute, everything you need, you are running to him, Maggie, clothes, Yvonne. I do that. Like my husband gives me money to make from my hair. He will give me money to buy my hair, to buy shoe, to buy pants, to buy bra, but I still have my money. He knows and understands that
have. It's not have. You're asking him because you do not have.
Do you get?
And you are totally dependent on him financially.
You know when you are that, when you've given when you've handed over that when you are totally dependent on a man for something,
financially,
even not a man, for anybody, when you are totally dependent on them, it can be frustrating.
Okay.
It can be frustrating. So that's when you see that the man begins to lash out in the area of mistreating you, because he knows that
at the end of
the day, you still come back.
Choice.
You know, somebody say you are in marriage, you need to have vex money.
Even in marriage, I thought it's relationship they say you need to have vex money.
You need to have vex money, because the days there you're not talking to your husband, who will you go and meet to give you money to buy pad? You understand?
Yeah.
So the days you're not talking to your husband, you can easily, of course, you know, my marriage now, when I feel fight, people can fight, everybody carry face, you go and buy your things, do your things. I remember, yes, thank you. I remember one time we had a fight. We had a major fight. I can't even talk about it yet. But it was a major fight. So we did not talk for almost a week. That period, everybody was cooking their food. Yeah. Not that it is a good thing. It was terrible. It was a terrible fight. It was serious. It was something that would have cost our marriage. It was that bad. But it wasn't cheating. It was something that has to do with behavior, attitude, and it was just, So at that moment, everybody was minding their business and cooking their food. So imagine I did not have money.
You had children then?
Yeah, I had Ife. I had only Ife.
So if Ife said, Daddy, what do you say?
And she will go to her daddy now. I will not stop her. But Misha, I was not cooking, so he will go out to buy his food. Me too, I will go out and buy my food. I'll come, I'll cook. Sometimes when I cook my food and you come back, you eat it, I say, see this one. I'll share until before we settled. But in cases, this is not to say that you should have that experience in your marriage. It is not really healthy to have.
Everybody have their journeys.
Exactly,
it happens.
But it happens
to the best of us.
It happens to the best of us. Every marriage has its challenges, right? So that was like our own challenge at that moment. It was something we needed to. It was when they say the enemy attacked you, it was a huge attack. So it was like, thank God for. Well, I think I'm digressing, but thank God for
wise counsel.
For it. That's why it is important that before you get married, you have an authority figure
over your marriage.
People you respect, people you talk to. So in cases like this, that is when these people come in to help, because that was what happened to us. We thank God for Mr. David. You know Mr. David?
Yeah.
So he just popped up. I don't even know what he was doing in Kano at that time. He just came. My husband was in church. I was not in church, and he was like, Jennifer, not in church. Impossible. What is going on? My husband said nothing. I said no. He was going to follow him to the house. He followed my husband to the house, and that was how. Immediately as I just started crying. I cried. He held me, and for the first 20 minutes, I was just crying. I was just crying, and he was like, he sees why he was here. And then he began to talk to us. He began to talk to us. Began to just counsel me. It was the enemy that was
Oh my goodness.
When they say the enemy came he actually did come. But thank God, he spoke to us. He just helped me at that moment, and he clearly stated to me that it was an attack, and it was a test that I needed to pass at that moment. If I had not passed that test, it was going to scatter a lot of things that was going to happen in my life going forward and all of that. And thank God we were able to sort that out. So that's a total digression from this. But just take the message. The message is make sure that
deep. This is oh my God. I want to cry. Are you serious?
Yes. It was that bad because maybe because of the kind of person that my husband is and the kind of person that I am. We're both very open. We're both very honest. So that's both. Because nobody is pretending to want to do anything. Everybody is being honest. So these things happen. But you know what? Conflict is inevitable.
Yeah.
But what it does
to manage the conflict.
Exactly. What conflict does is that it creates boundaries. So after that issue now, I know that there are lines I cannot cross with my husband. He knows that he cannot cross this line. So that's what conflict does. But it is the process of the management that causes the rift.
I remember one.
So talking about
so money was able to help you navigate that problem. How?
Yes, money was able to. Well, it didn't help me.
It will help you to keep the malice.
No, money. What money did was that money helped me to keep malice. But it didn't help me navigate any problem, because how did that one solve the problem?
So that means money can both be good and bad in marriage.
Yes.
If you have your money, you can.
Yes,
I can fend for myself, and that's where I'm at. Honestly, I'm not the type to ask for money. So, and because money is like the capital to almost everything you need. So, I mean, if it's not money, my money can buy everything I need. But that's about it. I call you, you snub me. I beg, I can't buy suya. I calm myself, But then again, thank God they are saying this, that money can either be good and bad in marriage. If you have your money, it's money that will join me and you to talk. So that's if there's no substance. But because there was substance, even outside the money, you're able to resolve it.
Like my husband would say that money is taking the credit for a lot of things love is taking the credit for a lot of things that money does in marriages and relationships. And he would always say that a lot of relationships are still standing just because of money.
True.
Me and my husband have gone through financial woes. Like, we've had days when we've not had anything to eat. Like that. So imagine in that phase, to be honest, thanking God, in that phase we don't usually fight.
Even when you don't have money.
Even when we don't have. In fact, when we're in our moment of not having money, that is when we are the closest to each other. We are not fighting.
Somebody said, if I don't have money, why are you what did she say? She was trying to relate it to sex. She was saying, when she's sweating,
Yeah.
to come close to her, that is a lot that makes her wet.
Well, that's being on money being a bad.
Yeah.
You understand? But in if you have a good foundation, if your marriage has a good foundation, in the process of lack, right? You're not thinking. Because every marriage goes through that.
Because money is not the foundation.
Because money is not the foundation. Love is the foundation. You're able to.
What people say you should not marry for love now, you should marry for convenience.
I married for love, and I'm glad I did.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't want to wake up in the morning and see somebody that I don't like his face. Because I'm married for money. When I wake up in the morning and I see my husband's face, I'm like, I like this. I'm like, this is your cut. I like it. I like the way they did it. No overcut. You know, you look at the man and you're happy.
Not the man that be like, God, now wow.
But just give me money. Just give me money and go out. I beg.
Okay.
I beg.
So what's that one advice you have said? Like one of the advice, the major one that you have said is openness and honesty as regards money.
Yes.
Both of you should have it.
Yeah.
How would you deal with a stingy man? If you're getting married, somebody like me now, and I'm having cold feet. I hope he doesn't get to watch this. I'm having cold feet because I feel like he's not generous enough. What's the yardstick to measure generosity, and what do you do when you are in a situation where you have somebody who is intending towards marriage but is not as generous as you want him to be?
Okay.
Yardstick for measuring is the first.
Now, first of all, I would say that I've dated, like, have I dated a stingy man before? I think I have. Maybe I wouldn't remember, but I feel like I would naturally just say, if you know that you like to be spoiled and there's a stingy man in the corner, just ditch him. That's the first thing I'll say, right?
Yeah.
But again, if I now want to think deep, I would say you have the conversation. You have the difficult money conversation with him. You ask him, guy, let him communicate. Because you need to understand where he's coming from, why he's not being generous. Maybe he thinks, some men believe that the woman has to ask first before they give them. Meanwhile, you don't expect, you don't want to have to ask. You want to be taken care of, even whether you ask or not. So if you don't have that conversation, you will not know where he's coming from. You will not know where he stands. Yeah. So it's best to first, if you're in a relationship, best to first have the conversation with this man. Guy, Alpha, why don't you give me money? You're like, but you don't ask her. Do I have to ask? See, this is what I want. I want you to always give me money without asking. And then you watch him to see.
As simple as that.
As simple as that. You watch him to see what he's going to do. Is he going to take your word for it and begin to give you money without asking? Or is he going to pretend as if he didn't hear that? Now that is when you now know if it is an issue of stinginess or an issue of personality. You understand? So then again, what was the other question? How do I measure?
You asked how to measure now. You said how to measure.
Okay.
If you have the conversation, that's how to measure.
Okay.
What do you do when you are now with a stingy person?
What do you do? Hey, wahala. Honestly, what do you do when you're with a stingy person? You just, that's why it still goes back to that same thing I said, having that conversation. Because
to see if you can be able to stand.
Yes, because you need to know.
For me, generosity is a deal breaker. You all know me on this channel. If you don't know, I like to work for myself. I like to have my own money so that I can spoil you and you spoil me, vice versa. So your money is not really anything to me. It's just an added advantage. Yeah. So,
but even though you have to give me money. Do you understand? That one day. But then again, there are people. Anyway, laziness can also contribute because a lot of women are dependent on their men for money based on a lot of reasons. Yeah. So women are just lazy. For your money, personally, I feel like my money is my money. Your money is actually our money. But my money, because we are one together, can be our money. So my own idea of marriage, even though that's how I see my parents run around it, I don't know if the situation will be different for me in my marriage. It would be, I give a quota, you give more. Okay, so that's what I think about money. My money is my money, your money is your money, but then a percentage of my money is our money. A percentage, a higher percentage, percentage of your money is our money. That's why we go to pay bills. But even in that mix, my personal money, that's aside the one I've taken out, can be used for other things with discretion. Because at the end of the day, if you want to grow your personal wealth, you need to have
good money habits
Yeah,
around marriage.
yeah.
See, we are going to stop here. We'll continue on our YouTube channel.
So if you want to hear more,
You want to hear money, relationship, and
come here.
how all of it. We are continuing on her channel. So
Okay.
we'll see you there.
See you.